Hi there, Brisbane fans, and welcome to Round 4 Coaches Wrap, proudly brought to you by Vero, one of our great sponsors of this mighty footy club. And how happy are we all on a Monday afternoon to finally get a win under our belts? A well-deserved win, not only for our players and coaches and all the staff here at Brisbane, but also for you supporters and the members who have put their heart and soul into this footy club. So hopefully you enjoyed the win as much as the players and everyone at the footy club did. Okay, this week, areas of improvement. Well, no areas of improvement this week. We're not going to touch on any of that. We won the game, so we're going to have a look at what went well. And as you can see there, fireworks on the bridge after the game, which was great for the club. And also there's the boys after they accepted the Q Clash Cup there, getting their photo taken. So again, it was a terrific result for not only the players, but everyone involved with the football club, and more importantly, you supporters out there. A couple of things we'll look at this week. First one, what went well? I thought one thing that was really stood out for us on the weekend was our pressure and our tackling and our basically intensity at the contest, our intensity at the Gold Coast players, and the way we went about it. As you can see here in all these edits, which go for about a minute, you can just see the ferocity that our players put on the opposition, didn't allow the Gold Coast to get their game up and running, but more importantly, we got our game up and running and were able to get a great win for the club. Again, we didn't kick well, 14 goals, 23, whatever it might have been. But we were lucky enough that the opposition couldn't hurt us this week and we got away with the win. So again, it was something we trained all week. We saw it as an area that we could get hold of Gold Coast. And to players, to their credit, they actioned the task that the coaches put in front of them. So that was probably the main focus of the week. And again, as I said, the players did a great job in making sure we got the job done in that area. We had 81 tackles, as you can see there, for the game as well, which was a season high for us and an area that we keep working on. Second part of what went well for us, I thought Steph Martin and Josh Walker in the ruck really got us going. This is the first centre bounce. You can see the stats there for Steph, and we know he got injured in about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. But before then, I thought he had a massive impact on the game. He got us going from the first centre bounce. You can see right here, he wins the contest, drives out of the stoppage, kicks it forward, and Josh Walker takes a mark. One thing about Steph, he was a bit down last week on his game against Geelong. He's a fantastic competitor, a fantastic person, and he just wanted to make sure that he got the side going on the weekend, and he did that in a great way. Unfortunately, he did get injured later in the second quarter, but I'm pleased to say that he's feeling better at the minute. His x-rays were clear. He has no headaches, so he's likely to take his spot in the side this week, but he played a significant part in our victory on the weekend. And these edits here, again, you can see some intercept marks, working back to help the defenders, and he got our ball movement going. The next part was Josh Walker, and it was really interesting at half-time. We're obviously in a bit of damage control. We didn't know what to do. We only had one ruckman. He'd gone down. Josh Walker's been pinch hitting for us in the ruck. So we had a good chat with him at half-time, and also young Harris Andrews has helped him out in the second half. And again, from these edits and you guys watching at home and who are at the ground, he put in a mighty display in the second half for us, rucking against Nichols and also Dave for them. It was a big task, but he stuck to it very well. He gave us first usage around stoppages. He took about 3 or 4 intercept marks in the second half, and it was by far his best game for this football club. So it was great reward for his efforts, and as I said, we put a bit of emphasis on him at half-time that he needed to stand up for us, and he did that in a fashion that we can only ask that most of our players do. And more importantly, he got us going in the second half as well, our midfielders. So again, as you can see from these edits here, just that marking ability, gets it to Bundy who kicks a goal. And this one was late in the game, as you can see on the scoreboard. We're 6 points in front in the last quarter. Kick coming out of defence, his ability just to take this contested mark and stop Gold Coast flow going forward. So we were really pleased with the way he went about his duties in the second half of the game. Now, I just want to go through something different again today. GPS. What happens is you'll see a thing that's come up here, and the players wear this tool in the back of their jumpers. We do it at training and we do it in games. And what it does for us is measure how the players are going in terms of how far they're running, how many hard efforts they're doing, or how lazy they're being by walking too much. So you can see all the panels lit up there. They all tell different stories and different things, and I won't bore you with all the details or anything, but what I will go through is that highlighted area there. That tells us how much game time each of those players have played. And I've used the defenders as an example for the game on Saturday. This actually tells us how far they've run in the game. So Harris Andrews has done 14.6k on Saturday. And you can see down there, Beams, he's done about 14 as well. Cuts has done 13.6. So it gives us an idea of how far they've actually run in the game. From that, we can actually tell how many hard efforts or high speed metres they've done. So again, working down, you can see with the defenders, they average 77. Okay, Harris Andrews 59, and so on down the page. We actually get this tracking device live, so at breaks or during the game, we can actually talk to the players and let them know that you're not working hard enough, mate. The figures are here, you need to work harder, your intensity needs to go up, you're walking too much, etc., and it gets them a good gauge of what they need to do mentally to get their game going. And the final one is how many hard efforts they have over a certain kilometres, so 24.5 kilometres an hour. You see how many efforts they have over there, which is basically over 100 metres or more. One I'm going to touch on today is Tommy Cutler. And you'll see there I've highlighted, he's had 22 above that, which is a very high figure. So every time there's a play, Tom needs to get involved, you'll see his sprint metres go up. So that's an outline of what we look at during the game, the feedback we give to the players, and more importantly, we can give it to the team at each break, so we can let them know exactly how hard they're working or how hard they're not working. And from that, you can see here Tom Cutler, and I've highlighted where Tom sits in this passage of play. So this is defensive 50 stoppage. As the ball goes on, and this goes for about 45 seconds to a minute, you can see Tom on the left-hand side, if you followed where his graph was. As the ball's moving, he starts moving with his opponent. One thing we've got to be careful of sometimes is that those defenders who have got the Gold Coast forwards don't come down with them, so they actually hold back, which is really no good for us. But you can see here in this instance, the ball's going very quickly, and so is Tom Cutler. He's moving with the football. So Froggy Lester's in a 1v1, he gets it out, Greeny soccers off the ground. Because Tom's worked so hard, he's able to get that football and kick a goal. Now, probably at three-quarter time, we would have spoken to our players about the GPS being a bit low during the game, and Tommy, one who loves to know where he sits, so he can get from his GPS exactly how hard he's working or what he needs to do. And that's just a great example of a footballer being able to run hard to a contest from one end of the field to the other, and what the end result is. So if he hadn't have worked hard in that situation, he wouldn't have been able to get to that contest. He probably still would have been back in the back half of the ground, and more importantly, we wouldn't have got a shot on goal or kicked a goal. So the reward for Tom working hard from one end to the other, we get a shot on goal and basically wins us the game. So GPS is a really vital part of what we do moving forward, game day and at training, and we do that at NEFL as well. Again, a fantastic result for our players, everyone involved with the club, but more importantly, the fans out there. So hopefully we can get consecutive wins this week. It's a big challenge going down to Melbourne against the Doggies. We beat them round 23 last year, so we're going in there with a great deal of confidence that we can cause an upset and get 2 wins in a row. Yeah, it was disappointing, and we've had a chat with our NEFL and our seconds players about the expectation and the responsibility of those guys when they play at NEFL level, and at the minute it's not good enough. We don't want to lose games by 100 points, we want to be competitive, but more importantly we want our blokes that are playing at NEFL level to actually play their roles exactly as the AFL guys are doing and play the brand of footy that the AFL guys are doing. So had a chat today. It's really important that during the week of training we get our NEFL boys and spend a lot of time with them, encourage them to train well, encourage them to train with the AFL boys, and also our AFL boys to interact with them and make sure we can get them up and about so that they are playing the same brand of football and also the same systems that we're playing moving forward. Beamer can do whatever he wants. He'll be telling me where he's playing when he comes back. Beamer's a superstar, so as soon as he's ready to play, which is hopefully in a couple of weeks, he'll slot straight back into the midfield. He's obviously our #1 contested ball player last year. He's a terrific player, and getting him in the middle with Rocky, who's obviously hopefully back this week, Pierce Hanley, Zorko, Bastanak, Bally, Robinson. It all goes well for a very good midfield mix in there, so as soon as he's ready to go, he'll be straight into the first bounce of the first game that he's back.